Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about overdraft facility given by most of the Indian banks and what is the pros of it, what's the cons of it. So before we go more into the pros and cons, let's spend some time understanding what's this overdraft facility is all about in two lines. So overdraft is nothing but a loan that is given by bank when you do not have the sufficient amount with you. A typical example is, let's say you have written a check value of 1 lakh while there is no money in your bank account. Okay, and this overdraft facility is issued against your savings account, current account, and most of the use cases is against your fixed deposit, that is FD, right? So this is all about the overdraft facility. Let's spend some time understanding what are the types of overdraft. So it is issued against fixed deposit. That's the most common cases. It can be issued against mutual funds, a home loan, car loan, and also gold and insurance policies, right? Then let's talk about the interest and the charges that is levied on overdraft facility. So if I talk about interest first, then it is usually 1% more than FD. That's the typical use case. And charges, mostly it is for PSU, it's approximately 500 or maybe a little more. Um, yeah, and there are some charges that may be introduced because of non-utilization of the overdraft limit. But yes, it depends from bank to bank, right? So that's mostly about charges and interest rates. Let's talk about the main focus today, that is the typical use case of overdraft account or when we should go for overdraft account. Now, normally, let's say you are such a person when a bill is presented to you, you want to pay the bill as soon as possible, or let's say you have an outstanding debt that you have to pay immediately, or let's say there is an emergency, a medical emergency, let's say. So these are the use cases when you should go for overdraft account. So the expectation is when you have the money coming in a very short period of time, that you are confident that you will be receiving the money within so and so date so that you can repay the amount for your overdraft balance, right? So these are the typical use cases when we can go for overdraft facility. Now, when we should not use overdraft facility. So let me give you a scenario. Let's say any sort of gambling activity, be it betting, let's say betting on IPL, playing in casino. Um, Another use case, if I talk about to loan the money to some distant relative or acquaintances, or one big use case is you should not use it for long-term fund requirements. So the expectation is always you should have this overdraft facility entertained when there is a short-term need and you have the money coming to pay the bills what is due, right? So that's all about the advantages and disadvantages of overdraft facility. And when you talk about overdraft facility, generally the question that comes to mind that credit card is also a type of loan. So what's the typical difference between credit card and overdraft loan facility? Um, First thing is, as we all know, credit card has interest-free period. Typically, it's a 50 days of time given where there is no interest. But when it comes to overdraft, um, there is no such thing. So overdraft account starts on the same day itself, and the interest is also charged from the same day, right? So there is no interest-free period. Now, second thing is every credit card has a due date. There's a cycle. Let's say your card's bill generation date is 13th of every month. So the next month of 13th, you will be getting the next bill. But when it comes to overdraft, there is no such repayment date as such. So These are mostly we can think about when it comes to the difference between credit card and overdraft, right? So that's pretty much for today, and I'm sure you found this video useful. And I'll see you in next video. Till then, take care and bye bye.